Bienvenidos a So Violento, So Macabro Podcast. Yo soy Ali.
Y yo soy Dee.
Y hoy Dee nos contará de un caso que sucedió en Miami, Florida.
Just days away from the holiday season, the Lollar's family life was turned completely upside down. Instead of planning a festive family gathering, they were forced to plan a memorial and a funeral for their beloved 17-year-old son, Yahkeim Lollar. They could never have imagined that a horrific tragedy occurred just a few floors down from their own apartment that would permanently alter the course of their lives forever. This is the tragic case of Yahkeim Lollar.
Advertencia: la información de este caso puede ser desencadenante para algunos. Tenga en cuenta que algunos de estos casos pueden involucrar menores de edad, abuso, violación o violencia. Escuchen con precaución.
Warning: the information on this case can be triggering to some. Please be advised that some of these cases may involve children, abuse, rape, and violence. Listen with caution.
He was just all you could ask for a son. He was such a jokester. He had $1 million smile. Like, he had the most beautiful smile. It's just unbelievable that he's not here. She called him and called him on his phone, and he went downstairs to her.
So unexpected. And it's just a tremendous loss.
I lost a son, but I gained hundreds of sons.
Look how much love he got right here. Don't stop showing up. Don't stop coming. Don't stop calling.
We were hoping that, to see him go to the prom and go to college. It's just a devastation. And I just can't even describe it. When I got the call, I was just in shock because I'm like, this is a kid who does everything right. And this still happened to him.
He was the ultimate competitor. At anything he did, he loved everybody. Just the perfect kid in my eyes.
It was supposed to be a harmless Friday night when 17-year-old Yahkeim Lollar, a star football player with a bright future in finance, met up with his on-again, off-again girlfriend in the parking garage of his apartment. Less than an hour later, he was gone. What police initially wrote off as a tragic horse-playing activity quickly unraveled into a conflicted story, police camera footage, and a desperate cry for help echoing through the concrete walls of the apartment complex. But what really happened on December 20th? And why did it take police weeks to finally make an arrest? Devastated by the delay, Yahkeim's family and friends decided to take action to get justice for a young man who was at the brink of starting a beautiful, promising life. Yahkeim Lollar, affectionately known as Chemo, was a 17-year-old junior at Miami Northwestern Senior High School and a beloved football player. According to his mother, he dreamed of a career in finance and hoped to one day become a stockbroker. He was really good with numbers and finance and how to move around his money. So his biggest dream was that he was going to make it big as a stockbroker. His family remembers him for his high academic achievements, his deep love for the game of football, and the genuine kindness he showed to everyone he met. Yahkeim's father, David Lollar, told CBS News, quote, "Chemo was a fun-loving guy. He loved his family, his PlayStation, and his passion was football. He just didn't deserve what he got." Kamari McKinley, a friend of Yahkeim since middle school, described him as someone who brought constant joy to those around him, noting, quote, "He couldn't go a day without being happy." On December 20th, 2024, around 11 p.m., a call went through the City of Miami police operators reporting a stabbing in the parking lot of the victim's apartment complex. When police arrived, they found the teenage girl who had made the call. She identified herself as Yahkeim's girlfriend, 17-year-old Yahara Malik. Paramedics located the 70-year-old boy at the parking garage of the apartment complex, suffering from a knife wound on his chest. He was rushed to Jackson Memorial Hospital for the trauma center, where he was pronounced dead less than an hour later. Once Yahkeim was transported to the hospital, Yahara was arrested and taken into custody for questioning. During the interrogation, Yahara told investigators that Yahkeim had asked her to meet up with him after she finished shopping with a friend. Yahara explained to authorities that she usually carries pepper spray in her purse as a self-defense weapon when she goes on ride-sharing services. So like Uber or Lyft or any, transport, she made sure to bring pepper spray with her. However, on the day of December 20th, she couldn't find her pepper spray and decided to carry a knife as a self-defense tool instead. Based on the surveillance footage, police observed Yahara and her friend getting out of the car and approaching Yahkeim's apartment. According to the initial police report, the teenager began to horseplay in the stairway. So, like, their apartment complexes are on the top of this building, and below those apartments, there's like different floors of parking garages. They are seen going into the car garage, and in the stairway to get to from one floor to the other, you see them both playing up and down the stairs. And in one part of the surveillance video, you see them playing around with the knife. In one of them, you see Yahara look at the surveillance camera, and then a few seconds pass by, and that's when you see them both in the garage where all the cars are parked. Yahara claimed that once Yahkeim saw the knife, he began to wrestle with her for the knife. According to her, they were just playing around. And one of those movements when they were playing around with the knife, Yahkeim let go of the knife and she accidentally stabbed him in the chest. Police stated that Yahkeim began to bleed and Yahara dropped the knife and called 911. Yahkeim's family and friends were in complete disbelief in what happened to Kimo, especially because it involved his own girlfriend and so near to home. On January 3rd, 2025, friends and family honored Yahkeim by wearing white and green, his favorite colors, to his memorial service. With tears streaming down their faces, loved ones shared their favorite memories with Yahkeim in front of the police station. 2 days later, on January 16th, the medical examiner officially ruled Yahkeim's death a homicide. Yahara was formally taken into custody to be charged as an adult for manslaughter. She had previously been held at juvenile center starting the 12 days after Yahkeim's death. So right when the murder happened, she was free for like 12 days, and then she was taken into the juvenile center, and then that's where she was taking her she was held there until the examiner came back with the results of the homicide. And after they got the homicide verification, that's when they arrested her and taken her to jail. Based on like the system in Florida, where kids can start being tried as adults as young as the age of 14. So sometimes, depending on the crime that they committed, they could have either been taken to jail right away if the crime was severe. If not, they would be held in juvenile hall, and that's where they would take hold of their sentence. So it just depends on the judge, the case, and the severeness of the crime that was committed. A month after Yahkeim's tragic death, his family and friends and supporters gathered outside of the Miami-Dade State Attorney Office to demand answers and accountability for Yahkeim's murder. Because the 17-year-old suspect had initially questioned and released, it took investigators weeks to finalize a formal arrest, sparking community outrage. Yahkeim Lollar, Yahkeim's father, expressed deep frustrations over the early lack of progress of the investigation. According to the family, police weren't giving them details on what was going on, why was the arrest taking long, and every single time they asked for answers, they would come back with like no answers, or they wouldn't answer any of their questions. So it was hard to even get like a hold of why it was taking so long to arrest her and take her to jail. Natalie Jean, Yahkeim's mother, spoke to CBS News saying, quote, "Imagine raising a kid who's a good kid, an honor student, an athlete with a bright future, and then someone just takes his life away. I want justice. That would at least ease the pain a little bit. I shouldn't be fighting for justice for my son." A family advocate added, quote, "He was a peaceful young man. He was more than just a football player at Northwestern. He was a critical part of the community." Zeldrina Beechin, a Miami-Dade police officer and Yahkeim's aunt, wore her uniform to his memorial to speak about her nephew. She told 7 News, quote, "He made good grades. He wasn't out on the streets. He was a homebody who wanted to stay in his room and play video games. We taught him that. We taught him to stay out of the streets and keep his head on right. And he did exactly that, and it still happened." The Miami Police Department reassured the public that the case remained under active investigation, while the state attorney office indicated that they were awaiting additional evidence from law enforcement before releasing further details. On February 5th, 2025, Yahara appeared in court, where a judge granted her a $50,000 bond and ordered her to wear an ankle monitor until her next appearance. Yahkeim's family, friends, and educators declared that the bond was injustice, since Yahara was allowed to go home after taking Yahkeim's life. Outside the courthouse, Yahkeim's mother, Natalie Jean, said to reporters, quote, "She's going to jail. She's going to pay for what she did to my son because he didn't want to be with her. Who gives her the right? She thinks she loved him more than us. She thought that she loved him more than me. I'm his mother. That is his father. She made the decision to take my son's life. Nobody made that decision. She did it, and she got to be held accountable."
It sounds like with that statement, como que había algo más ahí. Like there's
Yeah.
more to the story. Just
Yeah.
with hearing mom say that.
Yeah, according to like her mom and I think his aunt and maybe like a few other people, they all kind of said that they were in a very toxic relationship. And he was getting to the point where he just wanted to break it off. And that the reason that this might have all happened was because the night that she came over, he was going to break up with her, and she was upset. But that's what they assumed that happened, but we don't know what exactly happened on the day that he got murdered. There's no actual like audio evidence of them talking in the stairway or them talking anywhere else. So it's only assumption.
Visual.
Yeah.
So even on the visual, like on the video, no se miraban como enojados. Like they didn't seem like they were arguing in the video. They were just playing.
No, like in the video, in the first video that came out, the only thing you see is them playing in the stairway. Like they're going up and down the stairs, they're pushing and like being like kind of play fighting.
Playful? Like
yeah,
playful?
it doesn't seem like they were like in a heated argument. Okay. And then when the video cuts to them being at the garage where all the cars are at, you see him run out of the stairway into the garage and hide behind like a concrete beam. And then you see her running after him, trying to look for him. And then she sees him. She goes towards him, and then she walks back, and then she screams. And that is when they said that she called 911. So that's...
pretty strange.
Yeah, because according to the surveillance video, I when I saw it, I didn't hear what authorities claim that it says. But according to the surveillance video, you hear Yahkeim say, Yahara, no. And then she comes out of the concrete, like where he's at. She walks backwards, and that's when you hear her scream. Like, and it echoes through the...
There was a part where she looked at the camera?
It was when she was at the stairway, when they were play fighting.
Okay.
And then after that, you never see her look at any of the cameras. Yeah.
We can just start like making assumptions.
Yeah, exactly. So they don't like, that's why people are like, well, you know, he probably told her, and that's when like the whole play fighting got violent. But at the same time, it's like, we don't know because we weren't there. Right. And there was no actual audio evidence of that actually happened. You just see what appears on the surveillance video, but that's it.
Y lo raro que esa noche no tenía su pepper spray.
Exactly. Which, I mean, like I said, at this point, it's only assumptions because
it could have just been the truth, right? She could have just been like, I get it. I mean, as women, you know, we need to protect ourselves.
Exactly.
And, you know, women carry things, and maybe that night, like, again, she didn't find her one thing, so she's like, let me just take another one.
Exactly.
Maybe there was no thought behind it.
Or at this point, I don't even know. It's assumption.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. During the legal proceedings, key evidence was brought into light. The surveillance footage was one of the main focuses that the police had shown, and it was part of the criminal case. According to police body cam footage shown in the court, Yahara has seen speaking to officers at the scene of the crime, with what appeared as blood on her hands. Minutes later, Miami police officers began to interrogate Yahara on the premises. In the body cam footage, Yahara initially told officers they were fighting, which led to an officer to ask, quote, "So you guys were arguing?" She quickly corrected her statement and said, quote, "Yes, well, we wasn't arguing. We was just like play fighting and stuff. And that's when he was making me mad. And that's when I had the knife right here. And he ended up running to it. And I'm not thinking because he already knew I had it. He was trying to get it out of my hands. But he ended up running into it. I can't go to jail. I need him to wake up."
That doesn't help her case.
It doesn't at all.
Hey, sweetie, your mother showed me this Carvana thing for selling the car. I'm going to give it a try. Wish me luck. Me again. I put in the license plate. It gave me an offer. Unbelievable. Okay, I accepted the offer. They're picking it up Tuesday from the driveway. I haven't even left my chair. It's done. The car's gone. I'm holding a check. Anyway, Carvana, give it a whirl. Love ya.
So good, you'll want to leave a voicemail about it. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
And that's what they're saying. Like, what do you mean he already knew you had the knife? What do you mean he ran into the knife?
He ran into it.
Yeah. Like, it makes no sense.
So strange. It's a strange case.
Yeah. During the court proceedings, prosecutor Kristen Rodriguez argued against the defense and the claim of harmless accident, stating, quote, "During the court's proceeding, prosecutor Kristen Rodriguez argued against the defense claim of harmless accident, stating, quote, that knife went into him with such force. It penetrated not only his hoodie, his shirt, his muscle, his fat. It clipped his rib and went directly into his heart. An accident is something without foresight, without the reasonable ability to prevent it. And this case screams foreseeability." Dozens of Yahkeim's family members and friends packed the courtroom during the trial, sharing with the judge stories of Yahkeim and the detailing exactly what was stolen from them the night he was killed. On May 6, 2026, Yahara addressed the court and the judge, Christine Hernandez, stating, quote, "Every day I sit and think about the damage I cause. The family wants me in prison, but I'm in my own prison for the rest of my life. Defense attorney requested that judge sentence Yahara as a youthful offender and place her in a Miami-Dade correctional boot camp program. Prosecutors argued for an adult sentence, requesting a minimum of 20 years in prison, followed by 10 years of probation. Ultimately, Judge Hernandez sentenced Yahara Malik to 17 years in prison, followed by a 5-year probation. Judge Hernandez also ordered Yahara to write a letter every December 20th while in probation, acknowledging what happened and reflecting on how the crime has impacted her life. Natalie Jean never imagined that Yahara Malik, Yahkeim's on and off girlfriend, would be the person to take his life. In court, she looked at the defendant and told the judge, quote, "She was 17 years old, and I hope when she's sitting in prison, she sits with what she did for 17 years. After the sentencing, Natalie Jean told reporters, quote, "I'm glad today my son finally rests in peace, knowing that justice was served. I hope when she goes to prison and gets processed, she thinks about the life that she destroyed and how much she affected our families." However, Yahara's uncle maintained a different view, telling outlets, quote, "Justice was never served for the defendant. My niece, Yahara Malik, she was a youthful offender at the time that this happened, and I feel that the court did not recognize that." The tragic loss of Yahkeim Lollar leaves behind a landscape of permanently altered lives. A young woman beginning a 17-year-old prison sentence, and a devastating family left with a permanent void where a bright, promising future should have been. While the court has handed down its final verdict and the justice was technically been served, no amount of time behind bars can truly restore what was stolen in the parking garage, leaving a community forever haunted by how quickly a young life can be cut short. This is a tragic case of Yahkeim Lollar.
That was his girlfriend, and she left her place and came there, and she did that to him. They had been having relationship issues lately. What could have been said over the phone that was so bad that you want to take his life? We told him to stay out of the streets and keep his head on right, and he did exactly that, and still this happened.
Why is it taking so long for my son to have justice? Getting ready for senior breakfast, we're getting ready for prom, and we're getting ready for college. And now this happened. My son is dead. And how is that fair to me? And you took his life. I don't want people to remember him from this tragedy. I want people to remember him from the positive.
We're fighting for a greater purpose right now. We're trying to get justice. I think a monitor is a slap in the face to me. She should be in jail. She's going to jail. She's going to pay for what she did to my son.
It's like bittersweet. It took a year, 2 months, and 26 days for her to, acknowledge or even hold accountability for what she did to my son. I don't think she's remorseful. I think if she was really remorseful, she would have took accountability the first day it happened. I want the max. That's what I want. A life for a life. Now we're leaving it up to the judge to serve justice. Hopefully my son will rest in peace.
I don't know. It's just, I would say this case just sounds, there's like so much missing.
Yeah.
There's like a lot missing. Ella no dijo ya nada más, like nothing else, like didn't add anything to it.
No, she was basically, I guess, advised not to say anything because of the severity that the case is. I guess to not put her in more of a place where, her words would be taken into a perspective where she could be sentenced for a higher.
Or add more.
Yeah. Like right now, I feel like the judge had very, big lenience to her being 18 and being an accident, that they didn't want her to say anything else. And basically, even like when she, was, when you say whether you're guilty or not guilty, she straight up said, "I'm guilty of what happened," and basically was waiting for that to be like the leverage for the judge to be more lenient to her sentencing.
Yeah,
because
she just took it.
Because there wasn't also a plea deal. Like they didn't ask for anything. They were just like, okay, we're gonna go in there, we're gonna plead guilty, and we're just gonna wait for, for everything to happen. And luckily, the judge was lenient enough to give her 17 years and 5 years of probation, when the maximum could have been 20 years for her being, 17 years old and gotten, a full-on sentence about it. But, some people are infuriating, saying that it wasn't a big enough sentence. There's other people saying, it is, justice.
But it's too much, or that it's like, because it was a mistake. Some people, I imagine, are saying this was a mistake. She shouldn't have gotten that much. Or there's like different views on this case and different stories.
Yeah.
Of this case, like different perspectives and just so many assumptions.
Yeah, I think overall, like a lot of his friends and family and even his parents were all saying that, that this was a very toxic relationship, and he kind of felt like he needed to be in that relationship. But then, the closer he got to graduating from high school, he wanted to end it. And this was kind of like the moment where he was going to do it. But it just, I think it's always one of those situations where we never know, 100% of the truth. Especially when it comes to, these true crime cases. Well, we never know 100% of what happened or what was said. We just assume of what might have happened, or we get enough information where we try to put pieces together. But that's as far as it's going to get.
No.
Yeah.
The only thing we know is that it shouldn't have ended this way.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%.
Like the way who was it? The attorney, the way that they described it, how it went all the way through and it hit his heart. That's heartbreaking.
That was horrible. I was not expecting that at all when they were describing that. I was just like, that's heavy, and it makes sense. It makes sense if the wound went through that deep. There must have been some sort of force and anger. It just doesn't seem.
Como intención. Como que hubo fuerza.
Yeah. So, like I said, there's many stories to the case, and there's nothing very linear. It's only what we've been given. So, yeah. So our hearts go.
He lost his life. Y esta familia perdió a su hijo.
Exactly. And our hearts go out to the Lollar family and everybody that's been affected to with the case, because we know it's heavy and it's hard to I guess come to terms with what happened with the sentencing and everything. But we just hope that the family is at peace and somehow they get some sort of reassurance that some justice was done. But yeah. Again, if you guys want to talk about this case or, leave comments regarding this case, our social media platforms are open. We have Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, X, and Blue Sky. There's so many out there. You can find us at SVSM_podcast, or just type in Soviético Sumacabro podcast and we should pop up. We also have YouTube. You can go on the search bar and type in SVSM_podcast or Soviético Sumacabro podcast, and our podcast should pop up. You just click the subscribe button and you can see all of our audio of this episode and some of the video portions of this episode, as well as the as well as the YouTube shorts of this episode. So yeah. And then leave us a comment there.
Nos arreglamos.
Sometimes. Not all the times. You can leave us comments there, and you can let us know what you think about this episode, your thoughts, your questions. If you have more details on these cases. Sometimes you guys give us very in-depth details about these cases. So we would love to know, what are your thoughts? What do you have in mind? Let us know. We want to have a conversation with you guys. So talk to us, let us know. And if you want to listen to the rest of the 170 episodes we have, you can go on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you stream podcasts, which is like Amazon Music or different platforms. You can just type in Samagado Podcast or SPSM_podcast, and our whole catalog should pop up. And if it's not in your streaming site that you want to listen to our episodes, let us know. We will send our information that way, and you can easily find us through that platform. Just let us know. And yeah, I think that's about it. Sorry if you hear a pug snoring. Penny is literally right next to my laptop, so you could probably hear her snoring throughout this episode. Which is not unusual anymore.
These are used to it.
Exactly. But yes,
sorry it took us this long to come back. It's been a very, very heavy past 5 weeks.
Yeah.
It's been heavy, guys. But we really apologize. It's been a lot.
Yeah, I think it's taken us some time to finally feel ready to come back. I was going through little mental wave thing, spiraling. I was spiraling real bad, and Lupita was just still trying to adjust to her job. So I think we just kind of needed this break. A lot of things have been going on, and we just needed a little bit of time off. And I know we usually tell you guys in advance of like, hey, there won't be any episodes, but in all honesty, we didn't even have the headspace for it. So we do apologize for not saying anything and for leaving you guys for about a little bit over a month. But we're back. This is our first episode back. So hi, and thanks for having us. Yeah, what have you guys been up to? Let us know. We have a comment section in Spotify, so you can leave us a comment there. Let us know what you've been up to. What are your summer plans? What have you been doing?
I can't believe it. Half the year.
I know, it's weird, isn't it?
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's one of those odd things that we're like, how did we get here? Last time I checked, it was still March. But yeah, me and Ali actually went to the Renaissance Fair, so that was fun. And we would love to know, have you been to the Renaissance Fair? What was your experience? Let us know. We want to talk about it. And any recommendations? I know they should, but also it's kind of one of those things that you think about and you're like, it happens once a year, and it kind of like, well, not once a year, but it happens in a certain section of the year that it makes it something like that you're like looking forward to,
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, it's almost like your birthday, like you're looking forward to it or not. Any recommendations? Have you been watching anything, listening to anything? Nothing? Your book? Favorite book? Nothing? Jesus Christ.
I've been reading a lot of different books, so.
Oh, okay. Have you finished anything?
Not yet.
Okay. We need an update.
Yeah. I'll give you guys an update next week. Yeah. Give you guys an update. I've been reading different books. You get those days where you're like, I feel like reading this type of book today.
It's funny because I don't get that at all.
Oh, you don't? You just open one, you're like, I have to finish it.
And mine is like, I need to accomplish this one book, and that's it. I've tried that before, where I read multiple books, and it's almost like I cannot concentrate.
I keep track of it.
No. But I have been going to the movies quite a lot again. Damn, Penny. I've been going to the movies quite a lot. So, first movie that I'm obsessed with is Obsession. It's literally one of my favorite movies of the year so far. Another one, The Backrooms. Pretty interesting movie. And another one has been Disclosure Day. That one was a very trippy, like, alien movie, and I really enjoyed it. Also, I watched, I think it's called The Fat Girls Wanted on HBO. It's a documentary about plus size fetish. So I've been doing that. As you can tell, I've had a lot of time to just rot and just watch entertainment. And I'm currently reading The Girl on the Train. I think that's what it's called, and it's a very interesting book. A lot of crazy girls in there, so I'm still like a little bit less than a quarter in, So I'll let you guys know how it is in a couple of
Yeah,
weeks.
let us know. I've just been going to a lot of bookstores and drinking a lot of coffee. So,
any favorite coffee shop yet?
Favorite. I mean, they were all good, but I haven't gone to one where I'm like, my mind is like, But they're good. They're good, but I have yet to taste that coffee where I'm like, your mind's blown.
I've only had that twice happen in the last couple of months. So, but also I was really craving caffeine, so I still have to do like a second round of it.
I see. Yeah, the ones I've gotten to, they're pretty good though. They're good. Okay. I just I'm still trying to find that one coffee that I'm be like, that one place where you just go over and over and over again because you're like, this is
one of those places that you're like, you know what? I really want that coffee from that one place again.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. I'm trying to find that place, but everywhere I've gone, they're pretty good, but I'm still trying to find that one place. Maybe it's gonna be out of the country.
Oh my God, yes.
Maybe I gotta go somewhere else. I gotta get out of the United States.
Somewhere else and try coffee somewhere else. That's true.
Exactly.
Never thought about it that way.
The coffee that I can never forget, and I'm like, when I went to Greece, I'm like, I need to go back. I need to go back.
I need to get that feeling out of me again. Try to see if it's still the same.
16 hours? I'm like,
it's worth it.
It's worth it for coffee.
But yeah, if you guys have any favorite coffee shops, let us know. We might try it out.
Send us a list.
Send us a list.
Send recommendations.
Exactly. We accept recommendations all day, every day. But with that, I don't know. Do we have anything else?
Nope. I think that's it.
All right. So I think that'll be it for this week. Again, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for tuning in and for supporting us. We really, 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 really appreciate it. And with that, we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. Nos vemos la próxima semana. Adiós.
Bye. Stay spooky.
Bye.
Mom, can you tell me a story?
Sure. Once upon a time, a mom needed a new car.
Was she brave?
She was tired, mostly. But she went to Carvana.com and found a great car at a great price. No secret treasure map required.
Did you have to fight a dragon?
Nope. She bought it 100% online. From her bed, actually.
Was it scary?
Honey, it was as unscary as car buying could be.
Did the car have a sunroof?
It did, actually.
Okay, good story.
Car buying you'll want to tell stories about. Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.